call it what you like. It's working with the community to deliver on our commitment. That's what we will do. And we've had a number of suggestions made in the way in which you could do it. But there's two sides. What you can do is you can sit back and say it's acceptable that there isn't a nurse in every nursing home. We won't worry about the Royal Commission recommendations. We won't try to make things better. Or you can do what we're doing, which is to say that we'll implement the recommendations of the Royal Commission, a central one of which is a nurse in every nursing home. Now, there are a range of ways in which you can do that. One is by attracting people back into the workforce. So it's a constructive suggestion by Seniors Australia yesterday about another way in which you could do that. Of course, we know that in our nursing sector, there's a range of migration issues whereby people can be attracted to Australia. And of course, as well, we've said we'll have 20,000 additional university places. In addition to that, we'll have over 400,000 fee-free TAFE places targeted at areas of skill shortage, including the aged care sector. I just find it astonishing that this government called a Royal Commission into aged care. It made very clear recommendations. A nurse in every nursing home, 215 minutes of care, better food and nutrition, better regulation. What we're doing is saying that we will do that. The other recommendation that they made was about wages for people in aged care. We make no apologies for saying that people earning $22 an hour for the tough physical and emotional work that comes from working in the aged care sector is not enough. And we'll make a submission to the Fair Work Commission saying there should be an increase in wages for people in the sector. Now, the government will have to fund that, whoever is in government. Whatever the Fair Work Commission decides will have to be funded. That is the law. It's not something that's an option. So we have this nonsense from this government, a government that's presided over a crisis in aged care and has no plan to deal with it. Labor looks at the problems which are there and is putting in place mechanisms to deal with the issues that confront Australia and the challenges going ahead, whether that be better infrastructure, whether it be dealing with the crisis in aged care, whether it be cheaper childcare and doing measures to improve people's living standards, whether it be more secure work. For each of those areas, we have plans, and we also have a plan here in Western Australia and throughout the Commonwealth that we've had talks about again today, about a future made in Australia. Here in Western Australia, they're making train carriages. They're making things here, and guess what? They'll fit the stations, unlike what's happening under Liberal governments in other states, whereby they're purchasing infrastructure and train carriages and light rail carriages overseas, and they're not fit for purpose. We need to make more things here. That is one of the big objectives that we have. A major part of our campaign will be a future made in Australia, and we'll be making more announcements about that if ever the Prime Minister gets around to formally calling the election campaign, if ever he decides that he spent enough taxpayers' money on ads in the lead up to the election.